So looking at this current Bitcoin price action, we can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin right now is flashing us a very interesting scenario. A scenario which is pointing us where the price in the medium short term, where the price for the coming days might be possibly heading. So before I start talking about this, please do me a favor and destroy that like button. And if you are watching this for the first time, then hit the subscribe button and the bell. Thank you very much. And now if we look at the price action of Bitcoin in a 4-hour time frame, we can see very clearly, guys, in our case the price of Bitcoin has already lost the support from this ascending broadening wedge. Yes, in the past price action, whenever the price of Bitcoin tested the support from this ascending broadening wedge, what happened after that? We had a very nice impulsive movement. But in our case, the price of Bitcoin has already lost the support from this ascending broadening wedge. So if this is going to play out just like from this example, then we have to be careful, because the price of Bitcoin might get attracted here to the downside, come back to test some key line of support, and only after that start with another continuation here like this. Yes, guys, the price of Bitcoin in our case might show weakness, because parallelly we are also forming this bearish rising wedge. This bearish rising wedge in a daily time frame makes a lot of sense, because after losing the support, right, after losing the support, the price came back to re-enter inside this bearish rising wedge. It failed. We got rejected around this lower trend line, and now we are showing more of a range bound. But according to this bearish rising wedge, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to get attracted here to the downside first. There's the key line of support, just like what I showed you from this ascending broadening wedge, and only after that choose an actual trend direction. Because those who have been following me for a while, I showed you guys the price of Bitcoin here is choosing a trend direction without touching any of these trend lines. And in more than 90 to 95% of cases, the price of Bitcoin has seen a retracement around this trend line, and only after that choose a trend direction. So in our case, since the price of Bitcoin is also choosing a trend direction without touching any of this trend line, either the top central or the bottom CPI line, there is a very high probability until the end of this November month, price showing a retracement here to the downside, right? And only after that choose a direction. But in our case, we are expecting the price, even after some shakeout, to show another continuation here like this. I mean, any sort of a retracement around 30,000, 32,000, this will be looked as a temporary retracement before price starts breaking here to the upside. And now what we can also do, we can simply add this rising trend line here to the downside. I showed you, right? This is playing out as a rising wedge in a daily time frame. But if we lose the support here in the medium short term around this rising trend line, then you can see this will make a lot of sense. I mean, price of Bitcoin in that case will be breaking out from this rising channel or a bear flag. And in that case, this CPI lines could be attracting us, and only after that the price of Bitcoin is going to show another impulsive movement. Yes, guys, there is a very high probability of price testing the support from this CPI line first, and only after that start with another impulsive movement here like this. So any sort of a shakeout, even in a bigger picture, will be looked as a temporary shakeout. And why? Because if you look at this weekly time frame, you can see this horizontal trend line acting as a strong line of resistance. For us, this exact trend line will be acting as a line of support. So if the price does start showing weakness, does get attracted here to the downside, then this horizontal trend line will be acting as a strong line of support above 30,000. And at the same time, even this Williams alligator indicator, this trend line, this green line, red line, blue line, this line will be acting as a line of support. So any sort of a retracement, even in a bigger picture, it is going to be looked as a temporary retracement before price starts showing another movement here like this. Because we know in a daily picture, retracement around 30,000 will be looked as a temporary retracement. This is a worst case target, right? 30,000 will be looked as a temporary retracement before price starts breaking it to the upside. Another pump and run reversal example, retracement around this 30,000 or the worst case target playing out, means a temporary retracement before breaking here to the upside. Even according to this descending or falling wedge, you can see retracement on 30,000 will be looked as a temporary retracement before price starts breaking here to the upside. And now if you look at this weekly time frame, you know we are going to stick with this analysis. I mean, in the medium short term, if the price is going to show weakness like this, let it be. It is going to be looked as a temporary retracement because we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to end this rally only after getting attracted towards this 0.5.618 Fibonacci line, which in our case is above 40,000. Yes, guys, in the past price action, when the price of Bitcoin had a very similar move from the top till the bottom line, 364 days of downtrend resulted in a rally, a dead cat bounce or a relief rally, which brought us in between 0.5.618 Fibonacci line before breaking it to the downside. Another top bottom scenario here lasted 364 days, just like from this example, right? And now if this relief rally or dead cat bounce rally is also going to play out just like here from the past price action, then 0.5.618 is where we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to get attracted, and only after that show weakness. So you can see overall things looks very good for Bitcoin. Even if the price in the medium short term starts showing weakness, it is going to be looked as a temporary retracement before price starts breaking it to the upside. But in the medium short term, in an hourly time frame, let's suppose if the price of Bitcoin, after testing the support from this rising trend line, instead of breaking it to the downside, finds support at this rising trend line, lower trend line, right? Or even the support from this lower trend line, ascending channel. You can see, guys, in that case, right, after finding support at this lower trend line, in that case, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to range bound in within this symmetrical triangle and then a breakout with a price objective around 35,600, 35,700 range. But me personally, I think the price of Bitcoin is going to show weakness for a while. I mean, we could get attracted towards this key line first and only after that start with an actual impulsive movement. So these were some of the things what I wanted to share with you today regarding Bitcoin. But before I conclude this video, I also want to quickly look into S&P 500, because if you look at this S&P 500 chart, after breaking out from this descending broadening wedge or bullish continuation pattern, we started breaking it to the upside. But after reaching certain level, what happened? S&P 500 started showing weakness. But what I want you guys to do is to look at this weekly candle. This is a very, very bullish weekly candle. Fed pausing the rate hike has definitely boosted the market, not just on the traditional market, also the crypto market. But if we look at this weekly US dollar index chart, this is a very bearish weekly candle. So this has definitely resulted in bullish move in S&P 500. But what I want you guys to look at is this move here. I mean, if the price of Bitcoin is going to show weakness, then it might make some sense, because whenever the US dollar index has found support at this falling trend line, what has happened after that? It has shown a very nice impulsive movement. So since we are also testing the support from this descending broadening wedge here in US dollar index, if it is going to result in another bullish continuation here to the upside, that means S&P 500 might show weakness and even Bitcoin price action. So please do not over leverage, use proper risk management strategies. So by saying this, I'm signing out. Until next time, bye bye.